Watcher, welcome to today's video, which is on refurbishing tools. Now, I know a lot of you out there will be the type of people that just buy new tools. You'll go to someone like Screwfix or Becaue and you'll buy a nice shiny tool. It's got the bag and it's got a label and comes out and it's good to go. Whereas, and I do that sometimes, obviously I do like a new tool, but I also like buying the old stuff, the rusty relics, the stuff that people look at and think, look at the state of that. It's toot, it's tat, it's junk. Well, in the hands of some it is junk, but in the hands of some that know what they're doing and how to restore them, it may not be as junky as you think. Let me show you what I mean. So when I go to a car boot, I might come back with something like this. I might come back with just a really old, rusty old pickaxe head. Now, I've already had this in the evaporust. A lot of the rust has come off of it. It's not looking too bad. But obviously there's a lot of work still left to go. I'm going to have to put that on the wire brush, I'm going to have to put it on the grinder, I'm going to have to put it on the polisher and bring it up to a decent standard. This is similar. This was a mattock handle. Now, as you can see, this was just as rusty, if not worse. All I've done so far is put that on the wire wheel. You can see there's no rust on that whatsoever. I put it on the wire wheel. I've still got to do a little bit of grinding on that, and I've got to do a little bit of polishing, but that's starting to come up nice. That's looking okay. That's not looking too bad. Other times, hand tools, we might come up with something like this. This is a file, obviously. There you see, I don't know what's that, it's about 15 inches long, something like that. If you look at the handle, nothing to write home about. There's a few, you know, someone's scraped off a bit of the handle there. It's not in particularly good condition. We've got rusting around the knurling there. That's not the knurling. And you can see it's in poor condition. There's lots and lots of rust on it. Now, look at that, which is one I haven't even touched yet. And then look at this, which is one I've just finished refurbishing. Yeah, I got four of these files. You can see at different lengths. Whereas the other one is here. I've done two. I've done the biggest one and the second biggest one, and you can see, can't you? You can see. Look at the handles, for example. Let's take the two biggest ones, the handles put together. Look at the quality of that handle. This is just one that hasn't been touched yet, but there's nothing wrong with that. You can bring that up to this sort of standard very easily. All I've done is rub this down with a few different grits of sandpaper, and I put 3 coats of boiled linseed oil on there. I know a lot of people like to varnish their handles or shellac them. First thing I do is scrape all that varnish off. Look at that, that is beautiful. Look at that handle. The same with this one. Look at the handle there, it's brought out the natural grain. This handle might be 100 years old. Look at that, you know, light dark wood to dark wood. The difference in the grain, that's so nice. How much better is that than a plastic handle bit of rubbish? And look at the filing edge itself, no rust on there whatsoever, freshly oiled. That is beautiful. Obviously I put my usual bit of red on there. This one's the same, beautiful handle, a little bit of red around the top, no rust on there whatsoever. That's a beautiful finish, and that looked like that before I started working on it. So this may be, as I say, this may be 100 years old, who knows. With a little bit of TLC, you can bring these rusty relics back in good condition. These cost me about £1 each. If you wanted to buy one of these in your big bulk store like a DIY shop now, might cost you 20 quid, 30 quid. I've also got a selection of these little files. As you can see from this one, it's dull. The handle's nothing to write home about. I've wire wheeled this and got the rust off of the blade itself. That doesn't look too special, does it? Then look at these ones. I've got 7 of these. 3 of them I've refurbished, 3 of them I haven't. Different types of handles, different types of file. All of those I've had 3 coats. They've been rubbed down with glass paper, sandpaper. 3 coats of boiled linseed oil on the handles, and they feel so nice. They feel so tactile, beautiful. A little bit of red on there, all the paint, all the rust has been sprayed off. I've got, what else did I do? I had a really old rusty gauging trowel. Now this wasn't one I bought, this is one I had years and years ago. I got the rust off of that, 3 coats of boiled linseed oil on that handle, rubbed it down, boiled linseed oil. Look how nice that looks. And I've got a pointing trowel as well. Again, this is one I had years ago. Got rid of the rust off of it. It just rusted in my workshop. I had a bit of a leak. 3 coats of boiled linseed oil. It's a beautiful little trowel now. Good for another 100 years. And then I also refurbished one of these Distant Engineers squares. This was absolutely caked in rust. I've got all the rust off. Just put a little bit of red paint on the inside here. And I highlighted the name. That way around, Distant, just in a little bit of gold. Perfect little engineer square. Look after that, that'll outlive me. I'll be in 100 years. And lastly, again, bought this, I think this was about 10 pence. It's a glass cutter. Different sizes of glass will go in there. You score it with the wheels here. And the glass gets in there, you crack the glass. It's just a cheap one, a Harris. Rub that down. 3 coats of boiled linseed oil. Lovely wooden handled. Now compare that to this. You know, it's a modern handled hammer. It's an Estwing. It's got a rubber grip, a plastic grip. You know, it feels nice in the hand. Yeah, you've got the conversation. Yeah, we're going to get the vibrations through the shaft. One thing I have recently started doing, I haven't finished it yet. This was really rusty. Rubbed the handle down. Got the rust off the head. Haven't finished this yet, so it's not part of the showcase. But what would you like? I know you ask my 18-year-olds, they'd say this one here. But if you're going to hammer in all day and you don't want knackered elbows, this is the one. It doesn't look half as good. Doesn't look as good as an Estwing. Yeah. This will last you forever. That one will last you forever. So I thought I'd just show you a little bit of an overview of why you see so many channels like mine buying junk at car boot sales, thrift stores, or you know, garage sales. And it's because it can end up looking so nice with just a little bit of work. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just a quick insight into what you can do with those rusty relics. So if you see yourself at a car boot, or you know, someone gives you some old tools and they're rusty, don't think they're useless, because you can do some magic with them. Thanks for watching the video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Subscribing doesn't cost you a penny, but it's good for helping us build up our channels. Hit the bell button so you get notifications of when my new videos are, and I will see you shortly. See ya! Good boy. Good boy. Rookie. Rookie. Come on.